What's up? What's up? Welcome everybody to the Black Side of Liberty. It's your man, Governor Wildstar here. Hold on, let me see if I can get a little bit more centered. All right, I think that'll do it. Hey, and I appreciate all of you for being here today. I have a wonderful guest who hopefully will be jumping into the studio any moment now. I've been doing my best to kind of navigate him into the studio so we can get him onto the show. So hopefully we will have that technical difficulty situated momentarily. But of course, all of you out there that are watching, please do your due diligence by making sure that you subscribe to my Governor Wildstar YouTube channel. If you out there are watching on YouTube, you haven't subscribed yet, hit that damn button right there. Subscribe to yours truly. Let's definitely stay connected and, make this liberty movement grow more than ever before. That's what we want to do, get more people involved in bringing back liberty, not only here in the state of California, but everywhere, wherever you are, so we can, live free for once. I don't think any one of us has truly experienced freedom as our Creator intended, because we've been living under the authority and oppression of other people. And until we get free to where we can make our own choices and, not be persecuted because of them, then, hey, we're going to continue to live under tyranny. So like I said, please definitely connect with me also on social media. So go on over to my website, GovernorWildstar.com. You see it right there at the bottom of the screen. Head on over to GovernorWildstar.com. Click on the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, any of those contacts there. Or if you haven't been to my YouTube channel yet, you can click on that YouTube link and go on over to YouTube so you can subscribe and help me hit my goal of 30,000 subscribers. Or like I said, connect with me on social media so I can hit my goal of 5,000. That's what I want to do. And I need you out there to make that happen. So any post out there that you see that you like and you feeling, please definitely share that. Intrigue someone else that may have the same concerns, or it could possibly pique their curiosity and generate some exchange to where now you're learning from them and they're learning from you. So help share that information that I'm putting out there, not only on my social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, but also on my YouTube channel. If you see any of those videos out there where I'm challenging judges in court and prosecutors and letting them know that we, the people, will not accept them violating their constitutional oath, then share those videos and let people know this is a guy running for office. This is a guy that we want representing we, the people, and he definitely will do it. He'll do exactly what he's doing in these videos right there for you as a representative. So share any in all of those videos, please, definitely. And of course, donate. Every little bit helps, and I appreciate whatever you can do to help me, grow and expand. But I don't want to waste any more time because my guest was able to get into the studio, and I'm going to bring him in because his time is very valuable. He's an extremely busy guy. So I'm going to bring to you or introduce to you Brother Moses West. Moses, welcome to the Black Side of Liberty. I finally got you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Absolutely, I can hear you wonderfully. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it took a minute to get in there, so yeah, thanks.
Yeah, gotta love this technology. You know what I'm saying? So, speaking of technology, you're a very technological guy. I mean, I actually came across, an article about what you do last summer. And I was a candidate running for mayor, and I heard about what you're doing, and I'm like, hey, this guy could definitely help solve the drought issues that we're facing here in California. So not too many people out there may know about this technology, or you yourself, and how you're introducing this to society. So if you could, Brother West, tell all of the people out there, who is Moses West?
Oh, hold on. We're still doing some technical stuff here. Let me do one thing real quick. Hang on.
All right, no problem. So as soon as he gets back, he's going to tell us who is Moses West. We'll be talking to him. Moses West, atmospheric water generator creator. Here he goes. Can you hear me now? You good?
Yeah. We're better now. I was listening to some music earlier, so.
Oh, okay, no problem. You good? We couldn't hear anything other than your wonderful voice. So,
all right.
So if
the inspiration for the technology was because I knew that we had 3 sources of water: a liquid, solid, and a gas, and the gaseous state is just the most plentiful state of water that we have. And I just had to find a way technologically to remove that water from the atmosphere in a way to give it back to people in an economical manner. Because you see, when you have a glass in the summertime, you've got ice in that glass, and then that glass starts to sweat on the outside. Well, that's actually pure water that's in the air around you. And so when you take that, just seeing that simple process take place, then you realize that if you can use mechanics and the science behind the mechanics and the vast amount of engineering that we have, you can create that same environment inside of a controlled environment. And so what I've been doing for the past 8 years is seeking the best way to take that moisture out of the air so efficiently that it becomes competitive with it. It's cheaper now. It takes less energy now for me to create 100 gallons of water in one place than it takes for you to take a 5-gallon bucket down to a river and carry it back home 100 feet. You use more energy than I use to make 100 gallons.
That's crazy. And to think that this actually can be used in a way to where, like I said, it could solve our drought situation. It could solve our drinking water situation. You were actually involved in the Flint water rescue mission, correct?
Yes. That mission is still going on. There's always one thing you've got to understand about this. I own this. I don't have partners. I have engineers. I have some hardworking, dedicated people, myself, manufacturing plant, and lots of attorneys. And what I'm doing is I'm protecting this technology for you. So I don't live forever. And there's no reason in the world. I love my home. I live within my means, but what I'm doing, I'm building a foundation of something that you need to have after I'm gone, that the future, the people that come after me need to have. I'm not thinking about my bottom line. Even if I don't finish this whole body of work and everything that's in my head to do, which I'm already building, even if I don't finish it, you're going to have all that information. And that the Moses West Foundation, it owns everything. It owns the intellectual property. It owns my ideas. It owns all of my trade secrets. When I pass away, it goes in there. All the profits from that are there for you. It's there to give scholarships to people who want to advance the technology. It's there to build machines for folks. The profit from my company after I'm gone goes into that foundation, and it carries on after me.
That's incredible. It sounds like it's a business that pays it forward to the community instead of you becoming this rich multi-billionaire, which you definitely could be. I mean, you're kind of sitting on the gold mine there, so to speak.
Yeah, I am.
sure that's why you got that wall full of attorneys, because somebody's trying to buy you out or replicate that technology and profit off of it.
No, that's one thing. I'm not for sale. I'm definitely not for sale. But, we've already been for sale once before in our lives. I'm not for sale. And so right now, what I want to do is I don't want to. I can only wear one pair of shoes. I can only live in one room at a time. I can only drive one car and ride one bike. That's it. And the rest, my capital is giving back. Where some people they open. I actually worked with a guy who told me this. He said, Moses, you know what gives me comfort when I go to bed at night? And I said, no, please, pray tell me. He goes, when I open up my bank account and I look at my bank statement, I say, that's an empty ass life.
Yeah, that's how people are, man. They're vain and they only care about materialism, how many pairs of shoes that they got in their closet, how many different cars they have in their driveway,
Yeah. You're a centipede. You can wear all those shoes at one time.
Well, you have a very humble way of thinking, more than most. Like I said, especially those that have an opportunity to make an extreme fortune, a shitload of money off of an invention, instead of, like you said, investing that into the future, the next generation, since that's what really matters is, not only what we can do for those around us now, but those next to come,
Think about this for a minute. All of what we've done and all of the profit that we've made and all of the people who've made billions of dollars, they sit there, they have billions of dollars, while millions and millions of people suffer. And in some cases, billions of people suffer. So I have something that can, they say a rising tide lifts all boats. We have disenfranchised communities. We're going into uncertain times in the future where new technology needs to be used to advance the humankind. We need to have healthier foods, higher quality foods. How do you do that now that you've contaminated all of the ground and contaminated all of the water? You have to do it hydroponically. So if you're producing a pure source of water, you produce a pure source of food. The health of your children goes up. Your health goes up. Everyone benefits. And then you have 17 tenets of sustainability that the UN has put out for the world to follow, so that California doesn't burn down, so that we don't have hurricanes stacked up like freight trains waiting to get into the station. That's why they came up with it. And using those 17 tenets of sustainability, this technology fits 7 of them.
Wow.
7. And then you add in high school, university, electronics, hydroponics, equality, men, women working together. You meet all 17.
That's wonderful. And like I said, man, I just think you're a lot more grounded than most people, because, Jeff Bezos and Amazon, they're making a shitload of money right now. And it's very unfortunate that there are people suffering, can't feed their families, let alone can't even feed themselves. Yet there are people that have an abundance of food, healthy food, and, leave we the people to eat the crap. So there's a lot that I want to talk to you about. And one of them we touched on a little bit, which was your involvement in the Flint, Michigan water crisis. So, they had this water that was poisoned by the government and you come in and you provide, machinery that basically provides drinking water to these, to the residents, these victims of this poisoned water. And, you were sabotaged, from what I had learned in the news at a point. And, you would think I would think after seeing that interview, some professional had to have been involved, because you were talking about how it was disfigured or whatever the case may be. Somebody knew what they were doing. Sounds to me more so like that same government that may have poisoned the water may have sabotaged your equipment. And you're doing something that could alleviate a lot of what government claims to do and fix problems. You know, when there's a water crisis, they come in and they fix that. When there's,
right,
forests burning in the state of California, they supposedly can fix that. But you actually fix something and, we saw a breakdown. So our government's out there actually embracing of your technology, and our government's agencies even using this technology. I mean, right now we have water plants that definitely could be benefiting from that.
Most definitely. My biggest customer is the United States military. The majority of the machines that I have sold, they go to the federal government.
Wow.
And, yeah, that's what my for-profit company does. But then any machines that I have left over or that I've done in test and development, those are the machines that I take, and that's all money that I've spent. And I take those machines and I take them to Flint and Puerto Rico and help people when I can, because I've already paid for all of that. And so the donations that you donate to the Moses West Foundation, and those donations go to move those machines around, and hopefully I'll get enough money one day in donations to build machines to give away to people. And so basically I take my profit, I take my paycheck that I get, and I continue to do this mission. And hopefully what I want to do one day, I want to get to the place where I don't need anybody's money and where I can just do this out of my own pocket, because I get tired of asking people for money. I get tired of it.
This is heartbreaking, and I'm with you on that. It's very tiring to ask people to support a cause that's very noble and genuine in its effort, and you get pennies in the bucket, versus somebody that has millions and billions that can go on TV and ask for money, and millions get poured into their efforts. So I have that same issue when I'm running for office, trust me. So I could only imagine how it must be for you. But you just said something extremely alarming. You said the majority of the money that you actually make is from the government, which gets its money from us, for the military, which gets its money from us, the taxpayers. So taxpayers paid for this equipment that our military is utilizing, but then you yourself is using that money, those earnings, to go and use that equipment to help people in need. Why the hell isn't our government doing with that instead of using it to give to our military? I mean, it seems ass backwards if you ask me.
Yeah, there are so many things that we don't understand, or you can't figure out why it's done. I mean, there's you'd rack your brain just thinking about it. But I've done things when I was in the military. I would deploy, and I remember flying a helicopter, and I was going down the DMZ on I got to go down, then I got to turn around. So I'm going down. On the left side is the North Koreans, and I could see them out the window. It's flying in a Cobra. I could see them. I look out the right, and I could see the South Koreans, and they both want to shoot me. And I would think to myself, I'm getting paid to do this, but I'm in this dangerous situation, but I don't know if I'm truly believing in everything I'm about to die for. And so when the federal government, when I have money that comes in the profit of my company, I've been a soldier all my life, and I still consider myself one. But I take that, and believe it or not, see, I'm a disabled vet too. So I'm fully retired from the military. So that money too, when I have to use it to help somebody else out with a water machine, I'll reuse my own money. I'll repair the machine. So you're still paying me. Your tax dollars. I am your tax dollars. So, but this is the best way I can use it. So all the money that they used to train me to be a killer, I've taken that and turned it around, and now I use it. I'm a very empathetic person. So I've turned the killer instinct into empathy.
That's incredible. I can't begin to tell you how heartbreaking that is to hear, but yet at the same time inspiring, because you are a model citizen. I mean, you're exactly the type of, I guess, soldier that they would like to prop up and say, this is an ideal human being and someone that is a representative of our country who we supposed to be supporting, and it has been fighting for our country, for our freedoms and liberties to stay intact. And then you also question those reasons when you're again being threatened by two sides of two sides of the same coin that is a threat to America. But since you said, you are a nonprofit, basically. You get donations to the Moses West Foundation to help those in need. And you're not profiting from it. And this has been something that you've been doing for how long? I apologize.
The first mission I went on to was in Puerto Rico. So 2018, I started nonprofit work. 2017, into 2017, going into 2018, Hurricane Maria hit, and I had all this equipment on a military base, and it was mine. It was mine, and it's all my research and development. I had equipment on the base. I was actually making on the military base 2, 4, 6. I was making 6,000 gallons a day, 6,000 gallons of water a day, and I was pouring it into a ditch, and pure water, exceedingly pure water, healthy water. And then the hurricane hit, and then deviancy within partners and everything. There was just so much stuff going on. And then I just said, I need to get a machine to Puerto Rico. I need to get one of these machines off this base into Puerto Rico. So with my attorneys, we started a foundation. Enough donations came into that foundation, not to pay for the whole machine, but to pay to get the machine to Puerto Rico. And then when I was in Puerto Rico, I had to actually not enough donations came in to support it, but I was supporting over 5,000 people with drinking water. 5,000 people. I supplied an entire island with drinking water, and we did it with solar power. There was a Tesla solar array on the other side of the hospital there at Susana Centeno. I set up my 20-foot ISO container on the right side of the hospital. Mm-hmm. And on the other side of the hospital, these guys with their preppy clothes came over and they said, "Hey, man, there's something on the other side of the hospital we want to show you." I went on the other side of the hospital. There was a Tesla solar array and a battery, this big Tesla solar battery. Mm. We didn't even have to say anything. I spent
that's wonderful.
$7,500, brought a cord over there, plugged it in, ran on solar power.
Incredible. And that's a partnership with the private company, not the government, who we were reliant upon. And it's crazy because one of the comments here was saying that if government was to use that technology, wouldn't it corrupt the system as it is? Well, government already is in control of our water supply. So I would think, if anything, having this technology available would reduce the amount of impact that we're having on the environment. For instance, like out here in California, in the Central Valley, they're building what's called the Delta Tunnels, which is going to go through all of this wildlife in 200 miles into the center of California, spreading out from the ocean. So this is going to severely impact the wildlife environment as well as the atmosphere, because that's what we all share, this planet, this atmosphere that we breathe. And so they want to do that. Your machine essentially could be centered somewhere in Central Valley and eliminate them from having to port that water in from the ocean. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, most definitely. Everyone doesn't know everything that I do. And one thing that I've done is I've changed this technology quite a bit. Whereas you were limited to the size of a box or this little machine that you put in your home or the big 20-foot ISO container or a 53-foot, you were limited to that. Right now, I know how I could take, if you give me a building that's 100,000 square feet, a rectangular building, 100,000 square feet, I could actually make it so that you can walk through one door of that building and have it say it could be 20 feet tall, 100 feet long. That building, I could make the entire roof rain. I could make that entire building produce tens of thousands of gallons of water every day.
Oh my God. You know how many businesses you would put out of business?
That's it. It's not to put anybody out of business.
But that's how they
company out of business. It's to augment. Look, you got to be a team player. We're in trouble. So instead of thinking about what I can put in my pocket, I looking at the water company, the desal company, the bottle company. You're augmenting. It's like when you go into battle, you have infantry, you have artillery, you have Navy, you have air support, you've got all kinds of support. But that's how you win. It's called the combined arms team. Combined arms team. So we're in the battle to save our lives with nature. We're in the battle to save our lives with climate change. People have to stop thinking about this is mine. This is mine. I'm going to get rich doing this. I'm going to get rich doing that. You need some teamwork here, guys. Teamwork.
But see,
I'm part of a team. If somebody wants to join my team and let me help, then I'm all about it.
And that's the thing, is you're still thinking like a team member, where most people are selfish. They think for themselves, especially people that see an opportunity to make a quick buck, millions of bucks. And like I said, these companies, that's how they look at what you're doing. Like you're cutting into their business, and especially government, who through crony capitalism benefits from those type of partnerships versus partnering with someone such as yourself. We're in the middle of a crisis right now, and there's millions of people that probably don't have access to water, or 45 million, I believe, that has had their water contaminated. You could come in and solve that issue. The government created that issue, and here with this lockdown, they're preventing businesses from flourishing. So I want to ask you, how has your business itself been affected by this whole coronavirus lockdown? I mean, has it flourished? Has it suffered? What's been the issue?
It's actually in my for-profit company, all of the issues such as California and the wildfires and the hurricanes coming through in Florida and Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia, everybody's getting hit. Texas, and war's coming. So my company where I build, we have an essential. We're essential to the economy. We're essential to national security. So I'm able to continue to manufacture through my contract manufacturing, and I'm still able to take orders. But also the machine in Flint, Michigan, one thing that many people don't know, because people like to publicize the negative stories and not the positive stories. So the most positive story about that machine in Flint is when it was sabotaged last year, Otis Cheatham, Randy Welch's, and myself, we repaired that machine in that field. It took us about 10 days. We had help from Janice Stone at Open World Relief, Ben Watsky over at Open World Relief. They shipped in all the way from overseas a 500-pound compressor. Randy, Otis, and myself, we replaced that compressor in that field. We had that machine back up and running. Otis, I trained him. I took him all the way to Wisconsin. And we went to the factory where I was building before, and we built these new machines. So he knows how to build the new machines. And we went back to Flint. We finished that mission. Hey, that machine is still working today.
That's incredible. So you can train other people to create this technology or replicate it.
Yeah. Well, I'll build the machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say if there was a donor out there said, okay, we have this town and they need, or this school and they need a water machine. So you say if they donate it and I built the water machine for them, then what you can come and do is you can come over here to my factory. I'll train you how to operate the machine. You can take your cell phone, and your cell phone will actually operate the machine. You can operate it from your cell phone.
Oh, that's incredible.
Oh, the electronics in the thing is it's incredible what you can do with it. And so you take that machine back and you make water for people. It's just that easy.
That's crazy because, again, we have pockets here in California where farmers are suffering because they can't get water or are being told that they can't have access to fresh water because it's going to endanger, the environment or some endangered species or whatever the case may be. So the government prevents them from having access to water. Some even companies that need water in order to create food are fined for that process. And it's like, which would you rather have,
Right.
Or, them, I guess, excessively using the water. But you go to some, mall or something like that, they have some fountain going 24/7, or some city hall building or something like that, some government building where they have this fancy, water display. So you see water waste happening all over in a multitude of ways. But yet again, when it comes to we, the people, having access to the water and food that comes from that water, there seems to be some prejudice there.
Well, it's called the food desert. In the past 6 months, I've known this for a while, but I know how to eliminate a food desert. It's not hard, and all that's owned by Moses West Foundation, and I know how to build it right now. I have some folks from Georgia. I've got folks from California. Oh, by the way, I'm actually going out. California has purchased some machines, so I'll be going to California to instruct on the machines and teach. It's a teaching point. We're teaching the kids how to use it. We're teaching the kids about AC power. I mean, direct current, inverters to AC power. This is a complete STEM program.
Right.
This is everything that every kid needs to know for an advanced job going to the future.
Yeah,
engineering, electronics, the water, hydrology. You're learning. Every step of this is learning.
Yeah, and it sounds like it can be a trade versus something that,
definitely,
kid or someone that wants to be an apprentice would have to go to schooling for. They could just learn from you, replicate the technology or the skills, and then provide it as a service to the community. So we all benefit in so many different ways.
They would actually learn from each other, because once you have a machine in operation, like say for instance in Flint right now, and I also have to thank Dr. Latoya Ruby Frazier for helping get that mission done, and the Rauschenberg Foundation. They were the ones who actually started that out, and it was done with also with the sister tour, was part of the getting that initial the machine there initially. They did a fantastic. It's been a fantastic job. Now the ownership of it has basically been taken over by the citizens of the town. So what happens is, people start to teach one another about the technology. Once you operate it long enough, you understand basically how simple it is and then the community gets engaged in it, such as the security of the machine. No one, I tell you, nobody is going to go near that machine in Flint in that neighborhood that is not from that neighborhood. You don't want to do that.
And that is well protected. Wonderful.
Yes.
And I was going to ask you, as far as you know, being a Black business, you know, you're a Black-owned business, essentially, and you are kind of forging a way in a industry that, again, most business owners would see as a threat, because you're not doing it for profit. You're doing it more so to alleviate a crisis in the situation that, again, we continue to suffer from as human beings, this lack of water. So fixing that. But with you being a Black man, having a business that is, again, pretty much cutting into a whole bunch of white people's money, does does race play any role in your success? Has it affected it? Have you not seen it, it interrupt your business at all?
That's why I have attorneys. That's why I have a great law firm. Let me tell you some of the comments that people have said to me when I first started doing this. And these were people who were investing in my first company, AWG Technology. People would say to me, Moses, how did someone like you learn to speak so well? Moses, how did someone like you get so smart? Moses, how did someone like you learn to eat so politely? Your manners are just so good, just impeccable. How did someone like you learn that? You know what? People can't even hear it when they say it.
Mm-hmm.
You notice it because I've been living with it for decades. So I'm fortunate. People think I've been very fortunate, and I have run into some serious deviancy. The same thing that happened to the gentleman in Central Park, where the woman got on the phone and started talking about the Black man.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody did that to me. Yeah, somebody, and I had to fight that. I mean, that took lots of money. That took time away from what I had to do. And then people trying to constantly steal my technology. It's always protecting myself. But one thing they can't take, what I do now is, hey guys, I learned how to beat this system. I don't write this stuff down. I meet with my engineers face to face. I take out a pen and a piece of paper and I write it down. And I say, here, let's just diagram this out. Let's get on the board. Let's write it out. Let's talk about it. And that's a trade secret. My company can't go tell somebody else. They're legally bound to keep it. And everything that I know that's in my head to do right now, I can sit down in a room with a group of engineers and I could finish an entire project. And there's nothing on paper.
Wow.
I've been living and breathing this stuff for 8 years. 8 years. I don't know how long I'll live. I have no idea. But I do know that this technology and what I'm able to do right now, it will be here when I am gone. And my attorneys will ensure that you will have access to it. So if you guys are out there and you want to mess with me, bring it on, dude. Bring it on.
I don't think so. You look like a pretty well-built fella, so I think you're going to be around for a long time.
Well, I don't know how to mess around.
But the technology seems like it definitely could be implemented in a way societally where we have where we benefit from it forever. You know, if it's utilized in the right way, and especially if we are to get people out of the way that want to prevent other people from having access to it. And it's crazy to actually hear you say in this day and age, 2020, that you, a Black man, are still dealing with common racial ignorances from people who probably say to their friends or publicly that they're not racist and racism doesn't exist and they don't see color, and they regurgitate those same type of passive aggressive excuses, but yet still display prejudices. And as someone that speaks out against it, I get damned pretty much, because I get told, hey, you're flaming racial flames here or whatever, fanning the flames of hate. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. If anything, I'm just pointing out the shit that exists. Don't get mad at me because of it. But you said that you dealt with this yourself, and you trying to again provide a wonderful service, a noble service to the public, and it's has played a role in it. Sounds like to some degree,
To some degree, but being from the group that I'm from in the military, and the large units that I work with, we have to get along. We have to. And there's a funny thing that happens to people. You could be the most racist person in the world, but boy, oh boy, when you get out someplace and you're in the middle of nowhere and those bullets start flying and bombs start going off and people start disappearing, boy, I tell you what, that color barrier goes away real quick.
Yeah, it's sad that it takes such a traumatic situation and a threatening situation for people to kind of find this common ground and unify. And you would think in a place like America, that would be something that would be easily achievable. But we're still having to overcome those barriers to this day. And you did mention that you were a military vet, and I want to ask you a question, because as a candidate for office, I've met tons of military veterans, and I was told to show them respect by thanking them for their service. And I've done that respectfully as many times as I can remember. And some of those times I've been told not to thank them for
No, I don't like it.
I was going to ask you, because one of them actually told me they would rather me thank a teacher or, right, a garbage man, even someone that helps the people of the community versus a service person of the military. And it's sad to think that people that are sacrificing their lives in such a way don't see it as, I guess, we the people are told to. We're told to appreciate our military. We're told to respect our military. And we're told that they're the highest representatives of service to our country. But I want to ask you, since you did serve in the military and were caught in this DMZ zone, where you're like, why the hell am I here? Should we, the people, be thanking military veterans for their service?
I would leave that to each individual person, to each veteran, to what they would like or what's comfortable for them. But for me personally, it's not something that my dad served. I have relatives that fought in the Civil War. I feel my service to the United States is it's a duty. It's not something that another citizen should thank me for. I'm grateful that they let me do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful that I was able to help protect that family down the street, that I was on call for them. So no, I don't like being thanked for it. It's a duty that we're supposed to take and uphold. And I'm one of those guys. I have a regular Army commission, and I took an oath of office. And my oath of office is to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And it's a lifetime commitment to your constitutional rights and to mine.
Yeah, we see that.
That it's an honor. it's an absolute honor to be a member of that group.
That's wonderful. So we, the people, if anything, we should be feeling thankful, that people
Yeah.
such as yourself are proud to take that duty upon themselves to go out there and protect us. And I feel like, if anything, we all should be thankful for the different services that we provide to each other. We don't
Yes.
see anybody really thanking firemen for what they do, or like I said, teachers, even though lots of us would not learn if it was, wouldn't be as educated as we are if we weren't taught by someone else. And I'm pretty sure the people that you've taught how to, create this machinery with and maintain, appreciate you for providing that service to them. And I know if I was to get elected as a representative of the people, I'd be serving the people, the public. But I see it as a duty as well, something that needs to be done. I think right now we need to be rebels in spirit and take it upon our duty to refuse tyranny, which is taking foot in our country. I don't know how you feel about that, but we do have regime building going on in America right now, and it would be nice to see military veterans step up to the plate, which they seem to be doing. They're speaking out against Trump. I believe 200 something plus military veterans, high brass military officials are supporting Biden, and that doesn't make any damn sense to me because they're still playing the same field. So it hopefully will get better. We're still trying to figure out how, it seems. So hopefully people like you will lead the way. You know what I mean?
It's a trying time, but the one thing that I've always known, especially as a person that comes from such a long lineage of a military background, I always leave it that is I'm a defender of the Constitution. I'm a defender of the rights of the people of the United States. No matter how you may treat me, you have a right to do what you wish, but there's a constitution that protects your right. And no matter what you do, at the end of the day, if you look back at the Civil War, this nation tore itself apart. Many people don't know how many people died in the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrendous.
Yeah,
it's horrendous.
And a lot of those deaths were unaccounted for. It seems like they're still trying to figure out that number to this day. When they find unmarked burials and do discovery, and I guess end up finding out those bones, those bodies were from that time period. So
can you imagine 15,000 people dying in a span of 10 minutes?
I couldn't imagine.
Well, that things like that happened during the Civil War.
Right.
So this country, as a military veteran, where I stand is we all have to live here. And anything that we're going through right now, I think some of this is we're all going to get along someday, sooner or later. But someone has got to maintain the foundation,
right,
that has been holding us together so far. It's maybe not be perfect, but it is a foundation to start building upon, not to tear it apart.
Yeah, we see that tearing apart happening more and more. Constitutional rights, or the Constitution itself, the constitutional oath, doesn't seem to be worth a damn these days, especially those that took up that oath. We, the people, don't. We're civilians, but the constitutional oath keepers seem to be violating that left and right, both on the right and the left. So it would be great if we did have, again, those military veterans such as yourself that take that oath of allegiance to his dying breath, to show us through
Well,
example, because you are already doing that with your business, but more people need to know about what's going on, what you're doing for the community, and as well as government getting involved in causing a barrier between you providing a better service to we the people.
well, let me tell you though, we got to tell you, the state of Texas, if it was not for the state of Texas and all the folks that I've worked with here, because I came from Hawaii to get this started here, because I knew my state, from the Texas Commission of Environmental Quality to the Texas Agricultural Commission, who supported the technology, the Texas Water Development Board, the Lower Colorado River Authority, Trinity University, where I graduated from college, where I got my commission, the Texas Military Forces. My state has bent over backwards to support me. My state. And I'm very proud of Texas for what they did for me, because I couldn't have got this done to help Flint.
Right.
I couldn't have got this done to help Puerto Rico. I couldn't have got this done to be sending these units to California now. I have a meeting with CAL FIRE coming up here. If it wasn't for my state. So we have fractures, we have places that do not work, but what I have to give credit, I have to where it does work. And I'm one of those people, I'm still in contact with some of my teachers from high school.
Oh, wow.
I was in contact with some of my teachers from college. One of my professors of military science, the one that got me started, that he's now in assisted care living, and he's over 90 now, and I can't visit him because it's the COVID virus. Because of the COVID virus,
right?
I keep those connections in. And you were mentioning fire departments earlier. I'm still a big kid. There's several fire departments around, and I still ride my bike down, and I'll stop at the fire station, and I still go in and take pictures with the firefighters. Get up in the truck and turn the wheel, and
oh, that's cool. You be sure to thank them for their service too, right?
Nah, yeah, they know that you appreciate at this age, that you appreciate it, that you're just still interested in what they're doing. I'm like, hey, what kind of equipment do y'all use?
Right.
So everything that's going on with us right now, I think there's a few people out there that are stepping past these bounds, and they're using this. But I think it's a small minority of folks that are doing some things. But I think overall, you got to keep some hope.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You've got to, because I see too many children, and for me to run around and say, oh, we're all going to die. Mm-hmm. What's that saying to that little kid?
Yeah.
What that little kid needs to know is, hey, dude, I'm bad enough to protect you and try to carry you forward so that you can be saying this to somebody else when you're this age.
Right. You're right about that. Not too many people seem to be courageous these days and are despotic and, don't believe in any utopian type of reality and don't even want to strive for it. They're just hopeless. So we definitely need to resurrect some hope in this country and among each other, among our society and here in America, and reinstitute that faith in our love of unity and country again, once more, the love of God, the love of people, the love of love, it's just disgusting how much hatred is, causing rifts and causing division in our country. And you're right, if we had more people out there being representatives of hope, then maybe we wouldn't seem like our future is that chaotic as
it's not.
Be.
Short story, when I pulled into Flint, Michigan, I had a crane operator. He came in and he called me on the phone, and he was panicked. He was like, I'm in this terrible neighborhood. I don't know if I want to make it out. Somebody's got to come and help me. I'm going to leave. I was like, hey, man, calm down. I'll be there in a second. I'll be there. I came down. I calmed them down. Then the people who were bringing the fuel for the diesel generator, they came in. They were scared. And then when I was there, you needed this. You needed a conduit. You needed an insulator between the whole group of people who've been disenfranchised and a whole group of people who've just looked at them as disenfranchised people. And then once you made that insulated that place and got everybody to communicating and broke down that fear, I mean, everybody was happy. I mean, Dave from the barbecue place brought barbecue down. Everybody was coming out. The guys were taking pictures with the little kids. Everybody was happy. So when you pull away from being online all the time and you get back and you put your work gloves on, you put your work boots on, you get your toolbox, you got to go talk to your neighbor across the street, you're going to be surprised at how much you have in common with that man.
Right.
And so what I do with my technology is it's a bridge building technology, because say if I go right now, I need to go to Louisiana, Georgia, and Alabama where these people are just dying because they don't have any water. I need to. But say if I could go down there, it's you're building a bridge between everybody, because I'll go there. My whole intention is just to give you water.
Mm-hmm.
And then when everybody gets around the water cooler, everybody starts to relax a little bit. And then we just say, okay, hey, let's help each other out here. This guy needs this tool. This guy needs this bag of something. So let's just kind of get this done. What we need is more people to come in that have an open mind and no agenda and just want to get something done. So my whole thing is I need to give you pure water. I need to make sure you have hydroponic food. I need to make sure that you power all this on solar. I need to make sure that all your children are educated to operate this stuff after my ass is gone. I need to make sure that all the profit for it, all the billions of dollars that it can make goes back in and goes out constantly into education, into scholarships, into renewables, into foods that are grown naturally.
Wow. You need to run for office, man. You sound like you'd be a better politician 10 times better than most of those guys that we have. Where are you? You said in Texas? Oh, yeah. Man, you better get in there. Yeah, Texas, show this man some love. Nominate him for whatever. Mayor, city council, senate, governor. Shit, I know my man Dan Berman is running for governor out there in Texas, but you would probably give him a run for his money. And it sounds like you care about the community and you care about our kids, which most people don't. I mean, either they have kids and they only care about their own kids, or they don't have kids and could care less about, anybody's kids. So I appreciate you definitely for caring about the next generation, because I just became a father. And
congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. My son just turned 1, and I want to make sure that, 18 years from now, he doesn't have to worry about drinking water being contaminated or having to wear a mask to go outside, and he can actually drink some water out of the sink for once, living in California, instead of having to buy bottled water, and eat some non-genetically modified foods, etc.
Oh, yeah.
You did.
Hydroponics is the way to go.
Exactly. So, Moses, you did get a few questions asking about how much it costs and all of this other stuff. So I'm going to just tell the viewer, please head on over to MosesWestFoundation.org. That's his website right there. Or you can connect with him on Facebook at Water Rescue Foundation. Or
No. I no longer work with the Water Rescue Foundation. Just Moses West Foundation.
Just Moses West Foundation. So
yeah.
Just Moses West Foundation on Instagram or Facebook?
Both. Instagram, Facebook. The Facebook needs to feel a little bit more following. I don't like hiring a whole bunch of people just to waste my time. I got, you know what? So I just do it myself. So if you see some misspelled words, hey, you know what? It's me.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So there it is right there at the bottom. Is that correct? I got Facebook at Moses West Foundation, correct?
Yes.
All right. And then Instagram _Moses_West_Foundation. Please connect with them. Gina Lay Ying Lo is jumping in from Texas, says hello. Please connect with him right here, Gina Lo. Thank you so much, Moses, for being on the Black Side of Liberty. I can't thank you enough for being here because the majority of my guests, actually all of my guests, none of them know what the hell I'm going to ask. And you've been a wonderful guest by answering all of my questions. So I appreciate you for being here, brother.
Oh, it was an absolute pleasure. Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
We definitely got to do it again. And best of luck to you. God bless.
Take care.
All right. You too. That again, ladies and gentlemen, was Moses West, who is the founder and creator of the Moses West Foundation. Please be sure to do everything that you can to support him and what he's doing to help we, the people, actually get free drinking water. Actually, really free, especially once we invest. We won't have to pay for the damn equipment ever again. And right now, our military is purchasing equipment from Moses West and using that to provide drinking water for our soldiers. How about we use that to invest to provide drinking water to the people of our community? So head on over to MosesWestFoundation.org. Ask them any questions that you have, TJ. I know you asked some questions about how much it costs, how long it lasts, all of that other good shit. But hit the man up, say what's up. On Facebook and Instagram, as you can see down below. Connect with them, please. And thank you, Gina, for jumping in. TJ, Smedley, Lorita, all of you for all of your comments. I appreciate y'all for coming on to the show and tuning in this time. I was able to get my guests back, thankfully. And like I said, hopefully in the future we can get them back on. But in the meantime, please definitely share this video so we can get him more attention, much needed attention. And it's up we the people to have to spread the word about him, since he's being shut out by the mainstream media and the fake news. They only want to, report on the negative news. How that goes. So do your duty and share, please, because it's up to us to keep each other informed. All right. And all of you out there, speaking of being informed, please definitely be sure to head on over to crowdpack.com/C/Wildstar, the number 4 Gov, okay, and contribute to my campaign for Governor of California. I'm doing my best to represent we the people, and I would definitely utilize technology like the atmospheric water generator that Moses West was just speaking of. Make sure that we the people have free and clear drinking water all throughout the state. That's what we want to do. We want to gain some independence, and I would make sure of that as your next governor. So please head on over to crowdpack.com/C/Wildstar4Gov and make a contribution today to help me bring back liberty to the state of California. And if you don't want me to become governor, then definitely be sure to help us get rid of the current governor at least. That's the least you could do. So head on over to recallgavin2020.com. That's recallgavin2020.com. You see it right there at the bottom of the screen. Head on over to the website and make a contribution today. You can click on donate and give them some money, so we, the people of California, can know about this recall. Gavin Newsom, this guy right here, he's the current governor of the state, and he has increased the amount of homelessness. He has increased the amount of taxes. He has increased the amount of poverty here in the state of California. And we don't like him at all. We want him out of office. He has imposed the most draconian measures for this coronavirus lockdown by ignoring CDC officials and facts and information, by saying he wants to focus on his own data to support his lockdown. So we want him out of office. please head on over to recallgavin2020.com and print out that petition, circulate that petition after you sign it, of course, if you live in California. If you don't, please send some money by clicking on donate and help us, again, bring more attention and awareness by spreading the word and doing some advertising and promoting to let people know that we are wanting to get rid of Governor Gavin Newsom. Speaking of which, I am with WeHaveRights.org, which is a non-profit organization. We are not accepting millions of dollars and don't have millions of dollars from people like George Soros, who is funding Black Lives Matter. And we need the money so we can continue to hold rallies all throughout the state, bring more awareness about not only the recall, but the injustices of Gavin Newsom, since we were involved in wanting to get him recalled and out of office before the lockdown. Now we are going around the state involved in these Reopen California protests. We've been able to mobilize tens of thousands of people throughout the state to get involved in demand that we reopen the state, get back to normal here in the state of California. And we again are We Have Rights. So head on over to WeHaveRights.org and make a contribution today. Please definitely donate so you can help us hold more of these rallies. They cost thousands of dollars, you know, for you to rent equipment and buy, pay for permits and pay for fees, speaker fees, and all of this other stuff. It's a pretty penny, you know. We do our best to try to get as many people volunteered as possible and contributing different type of, you know, donated materials, whether it be signs or stages or water, even bottled water to pass out to these wonderful people in the crowd for being there to support what we're doing. So please head on over to WeHaveRights.org. We are actually having a rally this Saturday in Fresno. What you want to do, if you want to find out more about it, just click on upcoming protests right here on the website, and you'll see all of the information right here. So the next one coming up is the Fresno Family Affair this Saturday at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. in Fresno. Matter of fact, I'll be there myself. I'll be the host. Here I am, right there. So come on down. If you're in Fresno, come on down to the parking lot in Woodward Park near Friant, or on Friant by the freeway. Okay, it's in Woodward Park. We will be having the large Recall Gavin trailer there. We will be passing out petitions for those people that need them and want to circulate them in the neighborhood, or need to find out more reasons as to why they should be involved in a recall and how they can definitely help the recall team. So head on over to WeHaveRights.org. Find out how you can get involved with the organization. And if you live in Fresno, come on down Saturday to Woodward Park and let's make some noise about recalling Gavin Newsom. And all of you out there, definitely be sure to come back Wednesday if you'd like to get a psychic reading from my lovely wife, Crystal Wildstar. There she is, Lady Wildstar. Isn't she gorgeous? And she, again, is providing many readings, many psychic readings every Wednesday right here on the Governor Wildstar YouTube channel. So if you're watching on YouTube, please be sure to hit subscribe. If you're not on YouTube, go on over to YouTube and hit subscribe on the Governor Wildstar YouTube channel. Or if you're watching from Facebook, head on over to Crystal's Healing Arts and like her page so you can get notifications, as well as be informed of when she's going to be providing these mini readings on Crystal Room Wednesday. So if you got a question about your love life, your job, this coronavirus craziness, chat with Crystal about it. Crystal Room Wednesdays with Crystal Wildstar right here on the Governor Wildstar YouTube channel. And of course, all of you out there, definitely be sure to come back next week, Thursday, next week, Tuesday, for another episode of Black Side of Liberty. We're going to be talking about Black's Law. Y'all don't, if you don't know what this is, definitely find out. This is information of how our judicial system actually operates. It's Black's law. It's a dictionary, and it is not Black people's law, like ignorant folks like to say. People that are unaware of what the hell Black's law is immediately assume it has something to do with Black people having their own laws. No, stupid fuck. It has to do with actual law and how it is operated in our court system here in America. So come on Tuesday, we're going to be talking about Black's Law Dictionary, how it applies, and I would hope that you will be there, especially you, Gina, since you like it. She says, sweet, come on Tuesday, Black Side of Liberty, all my beings of light, art, culture, and knowledge out there. Please, again, come back next week, Tuesday, where we will be talking about Black's Law Dictionary. It's the Black's Law edition of the Black Side of Liberty. So come on back Tuesday, and we'll talk more than then. So all my beings of light, art, culture, and knowledge out there, have a wonderful weekend. And of course, till next time, long live liberty, y'all. I'm about this bitch. Peace.